What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Final Boss Garage. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Sorry, I've been gone for about a month. I got married. Everything was crazy. Went on a honeymoon. Went to Hawaii for a couple weeks. I'm back. Car's still in shambles, unfortunately. You know, when you spend a ton of money on a wedding, it just kind of pulls from your wedding, or pulls from your funds. So, as of right now, this is how the car still sits. I kind of got screwed on those 853 heads I had done. I bought them off Craigslist, and they're supposed to be stock takeoffs, but apparently they'd been milled already. So I milled them, and now they're too small, and my pistons are hitting my valves. So I'm kind of at a standstill with that for right now because I'm torn on putting the old 241s back on and switching over my new valve springs and everything to them, but I kind of want to rebuild them. But I also don't want to put money into bone stock 241 heads. At this point, I'd rather just buy a set of aftermarket heads. So today's agenda. Tomorrow is LS Fest West 2018, so I'm super stoked for that. Obviously the orange car isn't running, so I still have my silver SS. I brought it last year, but they were sold out of drag racing, so I only got to do the car show. This year they are not sold out of drag racing, so I was able to sign up for drag racing, but since it's my daily driver, it's not quite ready. The plan is to just give it a little bit of love. I have a set of TR55 spark plugs that are already gapped to 0.55. Oh, I guess I didn't even need to buy them. I had a set right here. And then we're going to do a polyurethane transmission mount. The one in mine feels like it kind of has some slop, so we're going to do that. I'm going to bleed my clutch slave, and then check all the fluids, of course. And then that should get us good to go. I'm going to be running street tires. We're going to see how those Federals do. It's a 3-day event, so if I need to come back another day, I might come back on the Mickey Thompsons. I just kind of feel like that car doesn't make enough power for a 28-inch tire, so it might be a little counterproductive. We're going to be replacing my air filter. The air filter I have in here is a K&N. Yes, obviously they're cleanable and reusable, but it's been in this car for about 6 years now, and every time I clean it, I'm never happy with how clean it gets. So it's, as you can see, it's pretty dirty, and I cleaned this about 8,000 miles ago probably. So it's full of gunk, and I'm over it. I'll be putting a new K&N in one here soon, but for right now I got a new MicroGuard. In case you guys don't know, MicroGuard is Wick's budget brand, so it's a Wick's air filter, just a little bit cheaper. So a clean stock air filter will outperform a dirty K&N, so probably gain a few HPs off that because that K&N was pretty dirty. I just wanted to give you a quick tech tip real quick. When doing spark plugs and you've got long tube headers, sometimes you run into the issue of not being able to fit your ratchet underneath the header primary and over the spark plug just simply because it's too long. So what I did to get around that is I took a spark plug socket, I chopped it basically in half, and then I took a step drill bit and I drilled that out. So now when you've got your spark plug and it's facing out like this, you can, one second, you can slide your socket over it. It'll go straight through the back, and then it goes all the way down like this, and then you're just going to use a wrench on this back side, and then you can undo it that way. It really helps for tight clearance issues. I know on these Speed Engineering headers, I have to use this for a couple of them. So just a heads up, I'm going to go ahead and unbutton everything. I'm not going to take you along with this, I'm trying to make this video kind of short. The driver's side, super open, super easy to get to for spark plugs. I've already pulled all 4 of those out. You can see those here.
We got kind of some odd situations going on here. Number 1 looks normal. 2's good. 3's all burnt up. Cylinder 3, it's got a bad habit of getting loose on me and backing out a little bit. And then all the black, that's the exhaust leak from it getting out the cylinder. And then cylinder 7 it's got a little bit of coolant or oil on it. Looks like coolant. The actual spark plug tip itself is dry and everything. Looks a little white. I don't know. Whatever. We're throwing new plugs in there. These are, I went a little longer than I should have on these. These are about 25,000 miles. The TR55s are coppers, so they don't last quite as long. But got the driver's side all out. Gonna pull the passenger out now. These are you have a little bit less room on this side. So what I like to do is pull all 4 coil wires, and then I'm gonna actually pull the whole coil pack, the whole bracket off the top, so you can reach in and get that back passenger side, because that's the bitch. Alright guys, we're under the car in the back passenger side. Just got the new plug in. Just wanted to show you how much easier it is down here than it is up from the top, trying to reach across everything. Well, I'm doing the rear passenger. It's easiest to do from underneath. My dumbass pulled on the cord part instead of the base, just because it was kind of hard to reach it, so that tore. But that's the best part of having 2 LS cars, is got extra parts lying around. So might end up just switching the whole set to my MSD wires, because they flow pretty well. Make quite a bit more horsepower over stock. Alright guys, if you got a T56 and you've ever had to bleed it, you know what a pain in the ass it is. So I've got my speed bleeder. I do have a Tick clutch performance slave, so my speed bleeder is all hooked up. Got, what I like to do is fill the bottom up with some brand new fresh brake fluid, and then I crack the end open, dump it in there to where it's fully submerged. I'm using Super Dot 4. It's by Pentacin. It's like super high boiling point, so I really like it. I've always had good luck with it. So you do that. Once it's cracked open, you just pedal your clutch a couple times. Feels like butter. Keep an eye on your master. Make sure you don't run it low. I got about halfway. Looks pretty dirty. The best thing to do is to put a clear tube on the end of it though, and then you watch the clear tube as it goes in, and then you wait for it to start coming out clear. But I'm just gonna pump a whole bunch of it, and well, I'm just gonna gamble. You should do this every other oil change. Alright guys, I got everything all buttoned up. I didn't get to the tranny mount as I only gave myself 2 hours to do everything, and well, apparently I'm not as fast as I thought. So, gotta make sure I got all the tools out of the way. Everything looks so good. Everything's all buttoned back up. I threw the one MSD, the red wire right there. I threw that on. Clutch is bled. Everything should be good. We'll just give her a start. Make sure she's got no misfires, no codes. Okay. Oh god, it is hot as balls. I don't know where you're from, but here in Vegas, it's already 97. Oh yeah, clutch feels nice. Alright, we got a good idle, no check engine light. Clutch is at like 30 pounds of pressure, solid. Alright, gotta go run and grab a drag racing safety helmet, and then that should get us all set up for tomorrow. I don't know. Let's go get a helmet. So I've been having this ticking noise for the past couple thousand miles, and I thought it was a exhaust leak, so I bought all new clamps to go over the slip fit areas and everything, and it never went away. Well, judging by my driver's side back to cylinders 3 and 5, they were black, and they weren't the hardest to get off. I'm assuming they were loose because now I don't have that ticking noise at all, so I should feel quite a difference, because I'm sure they had low compression, you know, with cylinders, you know, just being open to the atmosphere, and it sounds a lot better. I know I don't have my mic hooked up right now, so your audio is not going to be that great, but between just all the small maintenance and stuff, that's a huge key to having a great running car year round. You know, people spend so much money throwing, you know, thousands of dollars at performance parts, but you can't forget the small maintenance stuff, you know, spark plugs, air filters, fuel filters, you know, bleeding your clutch, like all that stuff. You know, I'm very meticulous. I keep a log. I try to do everything. Spark plugs are like every 10,000 miles. Air filters, every other air filter, or every other oil change, I try to do a cleaning with that, along with bleeding the clutch. You know, transmissions, like every 40,000 I flush it. The rear end I'm pretty bad about. I tend to do it every like 60 to 75,000 miles. But you know, you just got to keep up your maintenance on the small things. That's what really helps keeping your car reliable. And that's the biggest thing with having a car, is just making sure it runs, and you know, you're always having fun with it. Just look at my orange car. You know, I spent all my time working on it, and I still have yet to really enjoy the car and drive it around a bunch. But yeah, just keep up your maintenance.